4 kilometers below the surface of the ocean, in a place no light has ever reached, something is moving through the darkness that we've never seen before. Not a fossil, not a model. A living creature retrieved from the deepest trench on Earth in 2026 that exists in a pressure so extreme that every cell in its body is compressed to a density we didn't think possible. The crushing weight above it is so total, so absolute, that if it were brought to the surface too quickly, it wouldn't die, it would rupture from the inside out. Its own cells would betray it. To understand what we are looking at, you need to feel what this place actually is. The Challenger Deep sits 200 miles southwest of Guam, at a depth that would swallow Mount Everest with a mile to spare. If you took every human being who has ever lived and stacked them vertically from the surface, they wouldn't even reach halfway down. In fact, only 3 people have ever descended to the bottom of that trench. 3 in the entire history of human exploration. But in 2026, an autonomous probe descended into absolute darkness and retrieved something that shouldn't exist according to everything we understand about the limits of life. Here's where your body needs to register what's happening. At 11,000 meters down, the pressure is 100 atmospheres. That's the weight of 100 air pressures stacking down on every square inch of your body. Right now at sea level, you're experiencing 1 atmosphere, 7 pounds per square inch pressing on your chest. Your body doesn't feel it because you were born into it. But imagine that number multiplied by 100. Imagine 170 pounds of force pressing inward on every square inch of your sternum, on your eardrums, on the soft tissue of your eyes. That's not metaphorical. That's the literal bodily reality of that place, and something alive is thriving in it. What we recovered in 2026 is a translucent amphipod, a creature roughly the size of a human hand with a body structure that has no right to function under that pressure. Its cellular walls should collapse, its proteins should denature. The water itself becomes a different substance down there, not liquid in any way we understand it from the surface. It becomes viscous, almost gelatinous, and yet this creature moves through it with precision. It hunts, it reproduces. It doesn't move like other amphipods we've studied. It moves slower, deliberately, as if it's learned that in a place where the pressure wants to crush all motion into stillness, the only way to survive is to surrender to the weight and move with it, not against it. What makes this discovery so unsettling is what it implies about what else is down there. We've explored 5% of the ocean, 5%. The remaining 95% is darker than the night sky without stars. It is colder than the surface of Pluto. It is under pressure so extreme that we can barely design instruments to withstand it. And we just realized that life down there is not rare. It's not a freak accident. It's organized. It's diverse. It's thriving in the spaces we assumed were dead. The real shock came when research teams began mapping bioluminescent patterns across the entire trench ecosystem. They found signals communication, possibly between creatures separated by hundreds of meters of vertical distance. They found hunting strategies adapted to a place where sound travels differently, where light exists only in the creatures themselves. They found that the deep trench isn't a wasteland, it's a civilization, a complete, functioning world with its own rules, its own physics, its own species we have no names for yet. But here's what keeps researchers awake at night. We brought that amphipod up too fast during early recovery attempts, not catastrophically fast. Fast enough that the pressure differential ruptured its cellular walls. It died not from the change in environment, but from the betrayal of its own biology. Its cells literally tore apart as the pressure released, and in that moment we realized we might be destroying evidence of life while we're trying to study it. Every creature we retrieve is a destructive act. The ocean is teaching us that some secrets are kept for a reason, not by design, but by the simple physics of a world where the rules are written in pressure and darkness. What matters right now is this: we live in an age where we think the world is fully mapped. Satellites see everything. AI has catalogued the surface. We assume there are no more frontiers. But 4 kilometers below the surface, in a place harder to reach than the moon, entire ecosystems are moving through darkness we can barely comprehend. They don't need our light. They don't need our understanding. They've been evolving in absolute isolation for millions of years, developing solutions to problems we don't even have words for yet. The discovery in 2026 isn't just about one new species. It's proof that we haven't mapped the world. We've barely glimpsed the edge of it. And the deepest parts of that unmapped world are still alive, still moving, still keeping secrets in the places where the pressure is so total that nothing we know can survive. The ocean is still 4 kilometers above the creature we found, 4 kilometers of crushing weight, 4 kilometers of absolute darkness, and somewhere down there in that pressure, it's moving through the black.